Hi, Nicholas here with Zenith Design Build. I'm joined with Deb. This is her new kitchen. We just finished it about a week ago, and she has allowed us to come in, and she wants to talk about her story and how her experience was with working with Zenith throughout the project. So we're gonna have some wine.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Why did you decide to work with us versus anyone else?
Well, we had seen some previous work of yours, and our house kind of fell in the same era, 1952, of what we'd seen your work. So we felt like we kind of, we wanted someone with that vision. Mm-hmm. And so we like supporting local contractors and stuff. So that's why when we filled out a little card at an open house of yours, I got a call from you 2 weeks later. Can we talk about your project? And away we went.
Nice. And so you've had other experience in the past with working with remodelers and whatnot.
Yes.
And so how was your experience with maybe another remodeler versus your experience with working with us? And what made you maybe not want to pursue another remodeler that you've used in the past versus?
I think time was, you promised to stay on track and, time-wise, keeping it, the progress of getting things done when you promised, and you did. And that was a big thing to us.
So going to that design process, when going through the design and planning phase, how was your experience working through that process and bringing it, before we started construction, actually getting everything moving forward? So actually, when we start construction, we're ready to go.
I met with Jen. We had everything picked out, from appliances to the backsplash to, like the faucet. It took us half an hour. I mean, really. She kind of understood what I wanted, I think. So she had brought some ideas forward, and it wasn't a huge process.
Yeah, too. And then so let's kind of talk a little bit about the construction process. So we had a pre-construction meeting with myself, you, and Jim.
Right.
And then so after that, we got into the construction fairly quickly after that. How was your experience working through the construction phase with both myself and Jim?
No, your list, you did exactly what was on your list. Jim, they cleaned up at the end of the day, which I think anybody would appreciate. Yeah. Because, everything was gutted, and they cleaned up, they took it out, they hauled things away. I mean, that part is much appreciated when you're having to live in it. So, you kept your word. It was a good process.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And they were easy to work with.
Talking about expectations, one thing that we really try to pride ourselves on is setting the right expectations from the beginning and actually following through with those expectations, or ultimately trying to see those expectations. So from our initial expectations we set, and then also the ones we set within the pre-construction meeting with Jim, how do you feel those expectations being met or being exceeded throughout the process?
Well, like I said, number one, keeping it clean, because I had to live here. And when Jim would tell me what things were happening that day, they were usually happening. I think we had maybe a couple days where somebody couldn't show up for some reason, or he communicated with me. I mean, the communication was great.
Would you recommend Zenith?
Yes, I would.
Definitely. Why though? Why would you recommend that?
Well, I think it's been a good experience. I mean, you did exactly what we wanted. You were true to your contract. You explained it all. You sit down with us. We went over it. There was no guesswork in that, which is big.
So I wanted to say thank you for the experience that we had with you. It was a pleasure working with you. Jim had fun too.
Yes.
he really enjoyed working with you, and it was a blast, and it's really, really enjoyable for us to actually make clients happy. That's our ultimate goal, is making sure that you have a good experience and that you love the product that we're putting in place, and ultimately loving it for like years to come, and enjoying it with family for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, which you've already enjoyed Thanksgiving. Christmas is to come. So cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.